This is the second part of the tour, and the reason why I decided to stop here first is because I want to explain about two elements that were discovered in this place. The place fits within the description that we see in the Bible. In the Gospel of John, chapter 19, John tells us that in the place where he was crucified, there was a garden. And in the garden, a new tomb in which no one was buried before. According to the description that we see in the Gospel of John, the place of the crucifixion, the garden, and the tomb were in a close proximity. They were very close to each other. Now, John explains the reason why the tomb had to be close to the place of the crucifixion, and he tells us that it was because of the day of preparation of the feast of the Jews. We see in the scriptures that that day at sunset was going to be the Passover, and we also see in the Bible that that day at sunset was going to be the Sabbath or Shabbat. And this is the reason why Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus, according to the Gospel of John, they were running against the clock, and they had to use a tomb that was close by. And this is why Joseph of Arimathea was moved to use his tomb for the burial of Jesus. Now, John says that in the property where the tomb was, there was a garden. And friends, in this place, we have evidence that this place right here was used as a garden at the time of Jesus. Now, whenever we see the word garden in the Bible, it's always in connection to the concept of an agricultural garden. To give you an example, the Garden of Gethsemane on the Mount of Olives. The Garden of Gethsemane at the time of Jesus was an agricultural garden that was used to produce olive oil. Now, here in this place, we have evidence that this was a vineyard that was used to produce wine. In 1877, when archaeologists began the excavations in this area, they uncovered here an ancient cistern. Now, the cistern we have here has the capacity to hold approximately 264,000 gallons of water. That would be about 1 million liters of water. For you to have an idea, this cistern has approximately half the capacity of an Olympic swimming pool, and it was designed to collect rainwater from the area. As they continued the excavations on the other side of the property, in 1924, archaeologists uncovered an ancient wine press that was from the time of Jesus. Now, friends, this was a significant finding for the place because it tells us this place right here was used as a vineyard approximately 2,000 years ago. But the most important element here, and the element that you all came to see here today, is located down there at the bottom, which is the empty tomb. Now, friends, for us believers in Jesus Christ, the empty tomb and the physical resurrection of Jesus are fundamental elements for our gospel. The Bible tells us in the Gospel of John, and also in the book of Romans, the Apostle Paul says that if there is no resurrection of the dead, then Christ is not risen. And if Christ is not risen, then our preaching is empty and your faith is void. But in verse 20, the Apostle Paul says that Christ is risen from the dead.
Amen.
And he's the first fruit of those who have fallen asleep. Now, the tomb that we have in this place was discovered in 1867. And after the tomb was discovered, when they began officially the excavations, they also found the remains of an infrastructure that was built by the Crusaders, and they also found evidence that there was a church in front of the tomb. But today we don't have that infrastructure there because all of that was destroyed in later centuries. But we still have in this place the tomb. Now, this is a tomb, a Jewish tomb that belonged to a wealthy family. And we believe this not only based on the structure of the tomb, we believe this based on the content that was found in this place and also the location of the property in relation to the original alignment of the walls of the city from the time of Jesus. The tomb is divided into two chambers. The first chamber was known as the preparation room, and it was also known as the mourning chamber. Here, they will prepare the body for burial, and here, the family would have the mourning ritual. Now, after the mourning ritual, they would transfer the body to the second chamber to the right, which is the burial chamber, where you can see 1, 2, 3 burial places, okay? 3 burial places. This was a family tomb. This was an ancestral sepulcher. But friends, today you came to visit an empty tomb, for he is not here, for he is risen.
Amen.
And friends, he is alive and well today to give new life to those who put their trust
Amen.
in what he has done for us at the cross of Calvary. And friends, he's coming back.
Yes.
So friends, let's go to see the tomb at this point. Okay, for those who would like to peek inside the cistern, you may do so right here. Just be careful not to drop your glasses or your cameras inside, okay? So friends, follow me this way.